In a video a good while back, near the start, whenever I started this channel, I did pizza doughs and I showed you how to do them. You put them in the bag and put them straight in the freezer. These were just the dough made up, and you put them in these oiled bags, and I reuse these oiled bags until they're no good. These have been used about 20 times, I'm sure. So just brought 2 out and they're solid, just dough. So what I tend to do is to put them in the microwave on the defrost setting, and it's handy for having pizzas on the table. Saturday night's always our pizza night. I love pizza, so I'm going to fire these into the microwave. And I don't have any chicken to put on the pizza, so I'm going to actually just cook a bit of chicken off. Throw a chicken breast into the Ninja. Put some seasonings over it and cook it from frozen. I absolutely love this machine, it's so quick. So, chicken frozen. If I was well prepared, I would have this all out and defrosted, but this happens to me when I'm working all week. I forget to have certain things ready for making pizzas, so and it still comes together in no time. And all I do is put a little bit of oil in, just over the top of it, and some chicken seasoning. This was an air fryer one I got I think it was out of a pound shop or somewhere, so I haven't really used much of it, so just put that in over the top of it for flavour and give it a good dousing. And turn this machine on, get the chicken cooked. I'll put it on to air fry and I'll keep the temperature down to 170 and just hit the start button. So that's 2 components going, that's the chicken going and the pizza's ready frosting the bases. So I'll just check this every now and again and turn it over, and might even put some more of this seasoning on. Okay, so took those out of the microwave and I had them on defrost and literally for 5 minutes, and they're soft enough to work with. I'll just move the air fryer out of the way, and I've got parchment paper on my pizza trays there, and just the slightest little bit of flour. And I just plop out, and these bags go back into the freezer until I'm filling them again. So just make that into a wee circle, and this dough, you can see flecks on it. I've got mixed herbs and garlic powder and all in it, so just make it into a ball. Don't need it or anything, and just get it rolled out, and then a circle. Well, he likes his really thin crust. Thin and crispy, whereas I like a thicker crust. I'll obviously wee flecks of the mixed herbs through that. And if you're rolling pastry and it starts to not want to spread for you, it's being silly, it means it just wants to rest. So you would let it rest for a couple of minutes and then go back to it. secret's to keep turning it. And it'll stay in the circle for you. Is that big enough pizza base for you, darling? Is that big enough? There you go. Perfect pizza. And just fire it onto your tray. That's one for number 2. And I'll just drop out of there for you if I remember to open it. And get these bags back in the freezer. They've still got oil on them and they're fine to be used. As long as you keep them in the freezer, or the oil and little bits of pastry would go rancid. So if you store your pizza bases in the freezer in their bags, make sure you put your bags back. And just sort of get that one into a ball as well. Get pat down and roll. And I'm going to leave mine a bit thicker. He likes really crispy base, but I like mine a bit smaller. My chicken, and not 100% done yet. I'll do a bit more brown than that, so we'll put it on again. And that's about perfect for mine. It's a lot thicker than what his is. But I like deep crust, and I use this wee dropper. Just run it across to put holes in so that the heat will penetrate. If you haven't got one of these, just a fork. This was off Amazon, it was only a few pounds. Those tend to go both ways. And that's the bases done. Clear up my mess. Okay, so next thing I do is tomato sauce, brown sauce, and just ordinary tomato ketchup. And start in the middle and make a circle. Barbecue sauce, smoky barbecue sauce. Same. This is if you haven't got proper pizza sauce base, of course, and sweet chilli. That's enough of those. Just with the back of a spoon, just mix that all together and pull it round the sides. Just leave about 1/4 of an inch around the sides without the sauce. Who says you can't put tomato ketchup on a pizza? Okay. And we've been eating them like this for a long time, and because I don't have any more pizza sauce made up, and to be honest, this is just as handy and tastes good. So just spread your sauce out over. Okay. I like a spoon. Okay, that's our chicken breast done. Did no time in there. And I just cut that up. You can see the lovely char it's got. Just go by its grain and just pull it bits. So if you haven't got one of those Ninjas, they're an absolutely brilliant machine. I just cut this up into small bits and let it cool down a bit because I'm not cooking this until a wee bit later. But I just want to have them both prepared. And that's plenty of chicken for the two of us. It's full breast. Okay, that'll cool down in no time. You can see the steam coming off of there. But I can go ahead and we both like sweet corn. And it's just frozen, partly frozen sweet corn. You put a layer of that on. Usually I would put the chicken on first, but it does not matter. Doesn't make any difference to the taste. That's more than enough. And then frozen pineapple. Now this is just regular tinned pineapple. I actually like to buy a pineapple and chunk it myself and freeze it because the taste is just so superior. But this does fine. So it's just a tin of pineapple rings. I just cut them into chunks and put them down flat in the bag and threw them into the freezer. Oh, he loves lots of pineapple on his. And it's handy to have cooking ingredients in your freezer, guys. Put a small amount away every week, well, same as I do, so that it's not being too expensive to put in to fill your freezer or keep it stocked up. Keep restocking with things and it's an offer, because the price of things nowadays is too scary, and you want to feed your family good food, so throw these back. And that chicken's actually cold enough now that I can go ahead and just put it on. And I like the burnt bits. I'll just spread over. And one chicken breast is enough for two of these big pizzas. I tend to give him more of the chicken, and I like the scraggly bits. Okay, and don't waste any of that nice flavour. Just sprinkle it on. And it's nearly done. And then just cheese, and I save myself money by buying blocks of cheese, and it's not mozzarella. I don't use mozzarella on pizzas anymore because I don't think it has the same flavour. So this is just mature cheddar, and I buy the big block of noodles and grate it myself. You're actually paying to buy grated cheese. You're paying extra, so that'll be another step for you to save a few pennies. And he doesn't like a load of cheese, just a scattering. And that's more than enough for his, and I like a little bit more. And if you grate it yourself, put it in the bag, make sure you get all that air out, because that's what makes the food go bad, is having air in amongst it. So squeeze your bag down tight and get your air out. There's nothing left in that. And then the barbecue sauce, I tend to just give it a wee diagonal squirt. Not too much, just a little bit. It just brings more flavour. And these will be tangy and sweet and absolutely delicious. Okay, that's my oven light off and pizza's going in the oven. So hungry, can't wait for these. And I just set a timer for 20 minutes on those. Okay, that's the timer off for my pizzas. How good does that look, guys? beautiful fresh pizza. And if I had went ahead and defrosted the pizza dough and you had chicken already in your cupboard, you could have a pizza on the table in 30-40 minutes. Oops. I just cut it into eighths. I left it on the paper without it falling off. And just tear the paper away. And that's what his one looks like. You can't see that very well. Light's not great in here tonight. There you go. That's his one. And it's nice and crispy around the sides, and the bottom's lovely and crispy. It's properly cooked. So I'm going to get mine cut up the same and be back soon whenever we're going to give one of these chocolate brownies. They're sitting over there behaving themselves. Okay guys, that's us settled for Saturday night. We're going to enjoy our treat after we've had our pizza. We've devoured our pizza and we're going to settle down and watch TV. So whatever you're up to, have a good night and see you in the next one. Bye for now.
Bye.